guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly and today's video is going to be a what's in my park bag for Disney World. Obviously you could use this at other theme parks as well. We're just going to Disney, so ours is Disney. We're actually not going to Disney right now. We do not live in Florida, but I'm in the middle of planning a trip for us and some family members later in the year. And I also have a friend who just came back from Disney who borrowed some of my theme park favorite things to carry with them. So I just, you know, I'm excited. I'm in the Disney spirit, so I thought it was a good time to show you the types of things that we bring with us. This is going to be our third trip with a small child. And I think I did pretty well. I did so much research before the first trip. We also have family who lives really close to Disney, who has a child very close in age to my daughter, so they helped a bit as well. So I think we have it down pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to show you what's in my bag. Side note, if you are going with a small child, I highly recommend a stroller from a third-party company like Kingdom Strollers or something similar. Even if your 3, 4, 5-year-old, possibly even 6-year-old doesn't use a stroller at home, Disney is a lot of walking. With a stroller, you also have added space, like carrying space, where you're not having to hold all of that on your back. So I really highly suggest at least considering the option of a stroller. So the bag that I bring into the park is actually 2 bags. I like to carry this fanny pack. You can either use it like a regular fanny pack, or you can kind of wear it like crossbody. It is set on a smaller setting for your waist. But yeah, you can carry it either way. So I carry this bag and then this backpack right here. Both the fanny pack and this backpack are Herschel backpacks. I chose a Herschel backpack just because they have really good reputation, really good quality. We've used this for plenty of other things besides just Disney. And specifically, it holds a lot. It is water resistant. So, I mean, it's not waterproof, but if there's a little bit of a drizzle and you're struggling, it's going to be pretty good about not getting your things wet. But it's also good for me or my husband to use. The straps are a little padded, like a typical backpack, I guess. And it has a pretty good structure to it. It isn't super floppy. There's some padding back here. Overall, I really like it. My husband has no complaints, so I do think it's a good bag. Herschel has a few different styles, tons of colors. So yeah, I really like this brand overall. We have other products from them that we truly enjoy. So first I'll show you what's in the fanny pack. I am the only one that's gonna wear this, but the backpack, my husband and I go back and forth. This huge backpack also fits at the bottom of a City Mini stroller, which is the really popular stroller you'll get if you do rent a stroller for Disney. So that's also a plus. But first off, in my fanny pack, I'll always have my phone, possibly the camera that I'm filming on. This is a Canon G7X. I brought it in some days. I didn't bring it in every day, but it will fit in this fanny pack as well. And in here, I only keep a small perfume. This is just Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede. And then some type of small wallet. This is just a little Coach wristlet that I've had for a while. And I keep any kind of important cards that we might need in here. And that's usually it. It does tend to accumulate a few small things throughout the day. But I try to keep this pretty light and easy. But I do like to have it with me. So next we're gonna move on to this big guy right here. Specifically, we're gonna start with this front pouch. So in the front pouch, I have this reusable silicone straw from Go Silly. It just comes in this little tin right here. I've had this guy for a while. You just kind of fold up the straw and shove it in there. A foldable straw or something like that would also be a really good idea. We've just had these for a while. And I only carry one because I am usually always drinking water or iced coffee. So we usually only need one at a time. These are really good because majority of the Disney straws are paper straws. At a few of the coffee kiosks, you might find, I believe it's like sugarcane type straws, which do last and work a lot better. But majority of Disney, you're gonna see paper straws. So if you're someone who likes a straw and wants a straw, you'll wanna bring your own. You know, those paper ones, they only really work for a few minutes. Next, I have hand sanitizer. I actually have a spray one from Victoria's Secret and then like a squeezy one as well. I prefer the spray one. I just kind of always have a backup. Like I said, I have this fanny pack. Sometimes I might just shove one in there. If my husband and I are split up, sometimes one of us will, you know, each have one. I like to have hand sanitizer. There are a lot of little hand sanitizer stations throughout Disney, but they're not always full. Most of the time, I would say you'll have good luck, but sometimes they are empty and you'll be thankful to have your own. And then I also have this little spray bottle right here. This is from Habit, and this is sunscreen. I like to use this to just reapply face sunscreen, maybe on our arms as well. So this is just a good one. It has a really fine mist and we just really enjoy it. All right, now we're gonna go on to the main part of the backpack. I think everything Herschel has this like red and white striped lining, at least everything we own. And it has a pouch in the back. So the pouch in the back is gonna be my extra phone charger, like my extra battery. Mine is huge, but I already had it and it works really well. It can charge my phone almost 3 times. Hopefully I'm not charging my phone that much in the park, but with having multiple people, I just think it's really handy, and I didn't see the need to go buy another one when I know this one works really well. So my external battery or extra charger, like I said, it's huge. You do not need one this big. And then this little wire I thought was super handy. I found this in the Bullseye's playground at Target. Let's see how well you can see. In the middle there is a micro USB, and then right here is a Type C, and right here is an iPhone charger. I think this is great because I have a Galaxy and my husband has an iPhone. And then to charge the battery pack, you do need a micro USB. So I think this little cord is amazing. I brought it on every Disney trip and all kind of things that we do. It's just handy to have. Okay, next in the bag, I have this right here. This is a Grovia wet bag. If you don't know what this is essentially like, I don't know, a reusable Ziploc bag. So it's lined on the inside with like your waterproof material. And in here, I just have an extra change of clothes for my daughter. Usually I try to pack something pretty neutral so she can mix and match with whatever she's wearing. So like if she would just need to change her shirt, it should match with what she's wearing. But I do pack a complete outfit with extra undies as well. Sometimes just a dress, you know, it just kind of depends. But with small children and the amazing, crazy, colorful Disney snacks, I think it's really worth it to have an extra outfit. And then the fact that I'm packing it in here, it is nice to have this bag. If our clothes are soiled for any reason and we have to put them in here, then that's super handy. If we're going on a water ride and we are bringing the whole backpack or whatever, I can throw some things in here. It's just nice to have. These are about $10. They're actually made for cloth diapers, but I know a lot of people who use them for like wet swimsuits, dirty clothes. We always have a Grovia wet bag on hand. Honestly, there's probably like 3 or 4 in my car. Super handy item to have. Next, I have this little clear pouch. And in here is just a couple of random things that are small, so they're just shoved together. This is a reusable tote bag. I do like to try to use this instead of getting a bunch of Disney plastic bags when we're kind of shopping for souvenirs, if I can. So I try to always have it with me. This is a reusable Ziploc bag. It's very rare that we don't finish our Disney snacks, but just in case we need it for something small, I do keep this on hand. Like obviously something that we could eat a little bit later, or maybe if we're like wanting to run onto a ride, we can shove something in here. Bubbles. If you have a small child and you plan to purchase a Disney bubble wand, they're gonna keep it on probably the whole time. We absolutely love them. My daughter plays with them at home as well. But the bubble refills are like $4, and it's like this size bubbles, maybe smaller, $3–4 I would say. I don't remember exactly, but this pack right here is from the Dollar Tree, and there were at least 2 other bottles in the pack. So I don't want to pay that much for one small pack of bubbles. So I do try to keep bubbles with me on hand. Just 1 pack usually is enough. Maybe 2, maybe bring an extra one like at the hotel. One in the park is definitely enough. So I also have another straw. This is the extra long version. I don't know, maybe just in case we buy something that's really tall. I've never really needed to use it, but again, I already have it, and honestly, this doesn't take up much space in this huge backpack, so I just bring it in case. I also have some antibacterial wipes. This is just a really small pack. I don't typically use a lot of them, but it's nice to have just in case. And a couple of Shout to Go wipes. Again, I don't actually know if I've ever used one, but it's just nice to have just in case. And then the last thing in that bag are these guys, and I actually grabbed a box to show you since it'd be a little bit better. These are Drip Drops Hydration Relief. It is hot in Disney, even if you're not going in the summer. This is just the watermelon flavor. So it says the uses are for illness, heat, sleep, travel, exercise, diuretics. So it's an electrolyte powder, pretty much the powder form of like a Gatorade or something without as much sugar. We really like these. I bring them all the time for like soccer games or just outdoor activities. So I personally love the watermelon flavor. There's quite a few. If you know what Liquid IV is, this is pretty similar to that. I don't feel like it tastes as salty as the Liquid IV one does, so I prefer this one. These are great when you're just like sweating and you feel just like kind of drained and worn out. I feel like this kind of gives me that little like burst of hydration and pick me up, so I really do enjoy these. I always have at least a few in our bag. Speaking of hydration, I always have a water bottle, probably 2. Like I said, if you have a stroller, you have that advantage of some extra space. So we will probably have 2. One kind of stays tucked in the stroller. If you go to quick service locations at Disney World, you can fill up your water bottle. Since COVID, almost honestly everyone that we've been to the last time on our Disney trip in December, we were able to bring our bottle and get water. You could also fill it up at your hotel before you leave. So definitely bring a reusable water bottle. Some baby wipes. Again, even if your child is not in diapers and you don't typically use baby wipes at home, get you a cheap pack from Walmart, Target. You'll be shocked at how much they come in handy. This is a pack of masks. These are actually kids masks, but what I'll usually do is just shove kids and adult together in one of these little packs. I like to have the disposable ones on hand. I might leave the hotel with a reusable one. I'm also not someone who's going to Disney World in the middle of the summer, but these do get a little clammy if it's too hot. So you might want to pack yourself a variety, even though you're really only using them for transportation. At least that's the current standards when I'm filming this. Yeah, extra mask. Next, I have this little like homemade first aid kit, and inside of it is some, this is literally all gonna fall out. I have a chapstick, some of that like foaming Neosporin, some moleskin, and then kind of a variety of band-aids under here, if you can see that. The park has first aid kits and you can go and kind of get whatever you need, but they're not really in the most convenient spot. So I just like to have these on hand. Again, if you have a stroller, even if you don't, this is really small. It doesn't take up a whole bunch of space. So I really like to have a few of these things on hand just in case. Next thing are these guys. These are cooling towels. Again, we don't go to Disney in the dead of the summer. We live in Louisiana. It's hot here. Like, you know, it's hot. So we've only had to use these once, and that was like waiting for Navi River in Animal Kingdom, and I swear the sun was just like picking us out of the crowd dead on us the whole time. It was really hot. So you just kind of wet these with water from your reusable water bottle if you're stuck in line somewhere, and they just kind of help to cool you off. I like put them around my neck, kind of dab my face with them. It's just nice to have. Again, very thin, they're not heavy or anything. Snacks. Yes, Disney is full of amazing food, but if you have a small child, or even for yourself, if you're just a go-getter in a hurry, it's nice to have a couple of snacks. We do usually bring applesauce pouches and some kind of granola bar. I also like to get fresh fruit delivered to the hotel room once we get there, like bananas, or maybe like a little bit of cut up fresh fruit, an orange, something like that. I think last time we did oranges and bananas, or mandarins and bananas, and I just threw one of each in the backpack because you also don't want to carry around a banana all day if no one's eating it. But it's just nice to have a couple of little snacks just in case, you know, you're stuck where it's like a huge line to get food, or you can't get a mobile order pickup time, or you're about to go eat and you really don't want to buy the $10 Disney snack. Give them something to just hold someone over for a little while. All right, next I have this small umbrella. I know everyone's gonna tell you to bring a poncho. I just don't like ponchos. I've never brought a poncho. Even when I was like younger going to Disney, I don't ever remember having a poncho. But I'm someone who always has an umbrella. Like no matter what we're doing, I have an umbrella. So I always bring an umbrella, and it's been fine so far. We also usually get like a stroller cover when you rent a stroller from like Kingdom Strollers. At least I know for sure Kingdom Strollers, the stroller cover is complimentary if you want it. So we always have that in the bottom of the stroller, and the umbrella has worked out fine so far. So yeah, a little umbrella, or you can do ponchos, whatever you prefer. And then last is our pin trading lanyard, which is empty because we have a pin board at home, and before our trip we'll just choose a few pins to put on it that we would want to trade, and we have this in the bag. My daughter sometimes wears it. I don't really care to wear it, but you know, we have it either in the bag or someone is wearing it. And then this is not in the bag. This actually clips to the stroller, but I am thinking of not bringing this one and just bringing a little foldable handheld one to throw in the bag. I haven't really decided yet. But this is just a small fan. Like I said, this one clips onto your stroller and it just kind of bends. It's worked really well in the past. I think we kind of like clip it over and just let it blow in my daughter's face. Some type of small personal fan is nice to have, especially if you're going at a really hot time, which is majority of the time, to be honest. So some type of small fan is nice. And I know this is gonna sound crazy after me saying a small fan, but some type of light little blanket or something is also nice with a child. Like I said, this one's really thin, but when it starts to get late at night and if you're still out, you're waiting for the buses or waiting for whatever, and your little one's tired laying in the stroller, my daughter always wants something to kind of cover up with, and it does get cooler in the evening. So this is super lightweight. Actually, I bought this in the Bahamas years and years ago, like before my daughter was born. But I love it for that. It's just really simple. Actually, on our first trip, we didn't have this, and we bought a beach towel, which was a great souvenir, and you know, it worked really well, that too. But if you have something thin like this, this takes up less room than a beach towel. That is what we keep in our bag. I want to show you what I'm adding in 2022. So for this trip, I'm adding an autograph book and a few Sharpies. I'll probably actually put this in my small fanny pack, but this is going to be my daughter's first trip where the characters are actually doing autographs. So that's super exciting for us. I actually purchased this for her and got someone local to do the little vinyl decal. This is just a plain white book from Amazon. It has plain pages. I bought this for her when we booked our first family trip, and unfortunately it got canceled because it was during the Disney shutdown. So after our trip later, I started to make it into a little scrapbook of the first trip. But I'm planning to purchase one very similar. I like the idea of kind of customizing it ourselves. And so we will be adding this to our backpack for 2022, again with a few Sharpies. And I usually do have a pin kind of somewhere in there. I had it off to the side, but you just never know when you might need a pin. Maybe not a pin and the Sharpies, it might be overkill, but a pin won't hurt to have. And then I wrote down a couple of extras that it's not something I personally carry with me, but they may be very helpful for you. So I put gum. If you're a big gum chewer, you're not gonna find gum in the parks. Advil, Tylenol, things like that. I'm not someone who really takes that. For me personally, if I start to get a small headache from the heat, this will do the trick. But again, I'm not really someone, and my husband, we're not people who really get a lot of headaches and things like that. If you know that you like to have Advil and Tylenol, then I recommend bringing it. Again, you could possibly get those things from the first aid station, but it will be probably out of your way. Something else a lot of people like to bring are Ziploc bags, either to save like snacks, like I showed you the reusable one, or to put your phone or other electronics in if you go on a water ride. Extra socks if it's a rainy day, or just if you get really sweaty on your feet, extra socks could be handy. And then some kind of sweater, sweatshirt, jacket, if you're going in a little bit cooler time, so like maybe in the winter, it's just nice to have that because it does get a little cool. So as I'm looking over my list, I realized I didn't have a deodorant in here. That's probably because I don't have a travel size one on hand. But I usually get a small travel like spray one. That way my husband and I can both use it if we need to. And it's just good to have. Again, Florida is hot. You don't want to be stinky while you're trying to enjoy yourself. And then the last thing is not really a bag essential, but I'm putting a popcorn bucket. If you have a stroller, this will easily just hook onto the side. I'm saying easily, but I'm struggling. But the plastic piece right here, the handle will slide out the slot and you can just hook it to the stroller. If your family likes popcorn, I recommend getting a popcorn bucket. This is a very, it's on the cheaper side for snacks for Disney. A popcorn refill is probably the cheapest snack that you'll find. And so I highly recommend getting one of these as well. This would technically fit in our backpack and it's not heavy, but it would make it a little bit more bulky. Yeah, I believe that that is everything. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. If I think of anything else, I'll leave it down below. I know this might seem like a lot of items, but just think you're in the middle of the park. It's hot, people are hungry. Just think of things that'll make you guys happy and comfortable. And everything fits in this bag. It is not very heavy. And again, this is a unisex bag. You guys can take turns carrying it. You can shove it in your stroller. I always feel that Disney is a pretty safe place. So I've always been okay with shoving this in my stroller and going on a ride. I haven't had any issues. If you're not comfortable doing that, that is completely okay. But my point is you can kind of pack this guy up and leave a few things in your stroller if you need to. Yeah, that's everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you like this video or found it helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in my next video. If you are going to Disney soon, I hope you have a magical time. Bye.